Hey guys, it's Vince, obviously. So today I'm just gonna talk about some random thing that I just thought about. Well, it actually started when I was on YouTube, and you know how you get my recommendations are probably different from yours, but anyways, something popped up and it was a playlist, and it was more of a recent song. Anyways, I clicked on it and was listening to it all casual. I think I was writing or something, or probably an essay for like an application I was doing, and a song popped up on there that I haven't heard in probably like 10 years, back when I was in high school. And at first I was like, I don't know this song, but I kind of recognize it. And maybe like 30 seconds in, I was like, oh, it's this song. What the fuck? But yeah, anyways, it was like a fucking time machine, not gonna lie. It was like, whoa, brought me back to, I don't know, 2015, 2014. It just brought me back to like how I was feeling, what the vibes were like. And it was sort of strange just how like different everything is from back then to now where I'm at. And yeah, so strange. It was like I just didn't know what I was doing, or like where I was going, what I was gonna eat that day. But yeah, it reminded me of an ex-partner because it was a song that we would listen to all the time, and it was a song that always made me think about her. It was so strange. And I had no ill will, like no bad feelings about it. It's just so strange. Like, as like a whole bunch of emotions just rushed in. It was all the goods and the bads, everything mixed in, almost like my high school life flashed before my eyes, if that makes sense. And I completely stopped what I was doing, and I was just in this tunnel vision, just this daze of re-experiencing everything that had just like happened. Or like stress with like school, sports, like basketball, volleyball, worrying about like, I don't know what I was gonna do with my partner, or like just weird things like that, things of that nature. For a sec though, I was kind of upset that like YouTube recommended that song. I was like, man, why? Like, out of all the songs, like, why now? Out of nowhere. I think it's because I didn't want to re-experience, like, think about what high school was like. Not necessarily saying that it was a bad time. I actually had a really good time. High school was actually pretty cool. But it was I don't know, I'm just kind of at the point where I guess it's cool to reminisce about the past, but I'm more worried about the future, thinking more about the future, but I want to be worrying more about now. And then a few hours later, I actually got to a place where I actually appreciate all that's happened before, because it's kind of made me who I am today. And I'm actually at a point where I like who I am right now. I don't think I'd change anything. Maybe a few things, like some investments. But it's so strange. It's just strange that like things like music or objects, maybe some old toys that you used to play with that you haven't seen in like 10 years, 15 years, maybe a game that you used to play. These things just sort of bring you back to that time. I feel that same way with like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I mean, that was kind of the first Call of Duty that I was like really into. It was the first, like, I always played the older ones, but I always played the campaigns. But then when I got into the multiplayer, that was MW2 for me, and that was where I started playing with my friends, gaming for hours and hours. That was when I was in like middle school. But at that time, I had like zero worries. Man, life was so easy. Not gonna lie. You didn't have to worry about no bills. You didn't have to worry about food. It was easy. It was a really fun time. But it's really cool, really interesting how just some random things, objects, music, games, things just kind of bring you back, take you back down memory lane. But, and once I realized that, like, you know, just a song like that could just, I didn't think like it would bring back so much emotion. I just thought I was, like, usually when I hear old songs, I'm just thinking like, okay, I haven't heard this in a while, like, but this one just, I don't know, so much emotion that I'm just like, damn, you know what I mean? Let me know if you've ever had a song like that where it just kind of brought you back to a time and place, and it was so vivid and so like deeply experienced, where you remember so many things, so many details that just you would never really think about, even if you tried to think about a specific thing. It's just kind of like a mnemonic device, that object. It's weird. Like, you know how that happens sometimes with like you tell your friend a story and they're like, I've had that where I told my friend a story and like, wow, I have not thought about that in like 8 years. He just brought back so much emotion, so much memories. Yeah, kind of crazy. Yeah, no, time is a weird thing. It's just weird how, like, when you're young, it goes by so slow. And as things get older, it feels exponential. Like, I can't believe I'm already out of uni, out of high school. Like, a bunch of my friends are getting married, already married, have kids. I do have one. Well, not a friend, but I do know a dude who. I think he did go to jail. Yeah. That wasn't really relevant, but I mean, yeah. And what's crazy is that, like, if you're in your mid-20s, late 20s, the way you think about how weird things were 10 years ago when you were, a kid in high school, this sort of feeling you will feel again in another 15, 20 years, thinking back to your younger 20s. And that's just kind of why, like, I'm starting to document more of my life. Because thinking back to when I was in high school and middle school, I kind of wish that I documented more, just to bring back more emotion. I mean, like, maybe the good times, less of, like, I don't know, I was a pretty weird kid, I'm not gonna lie. It's just, it would be cool, because I also want to show, like, my kids or my grandkids, like, this is what I was like, because I wish my grandparents or great-grandparents vlogged. Like, how sick would that be? That'd be pretty cool, because then you also get to see what they were like, but you also get to see what the times were like back then. So pretty jealous of the future generations, because they get to watch all the stuff that we make. But I mean, a lot of the stuff that's out here right now is not that good, especially AI slop. There's a lot of that going on. So yeah, I've been rambling on now for how 10 minutes now. Golly. But I'm just rambling. If you're actually still listening, you're a real one. Thank you. Yeah, let me know what that kind of thing is for you. If there's something that always brings you back into the past. Maybe some kind of clothing too. Yeah. Sometimes it's just some random object that you just never thought. Like, at that time, it really held no value. Maybe it was like tucked away in your closet, and then as you're cleaning your closet 8 years later, I don't know why you'd be cleaning it. You should have been cleaning it earlier than that, but if you're cleaning it way later in the future, it's some random object, like maybe like, yeah, clothing brings you back into the past. What was it like for you? That's why like when you go through a breakup, you gotta get rid of everything you can. Because if it was a bad breakup where you kind of got choked up, it's better at that time to just dump that, get rid of it. Anything that reminds you of them, you just got to get rid of that stuff, because it kind of comes back around like years later. I mean, even if you do kind of get over it, it can flood in emotions and whatever. But I mean, eventually you'll probably get over it. Yeah. And it's kind of crazy. I'm thinking about it now. This year will be 10 years. Wait. Yeah. What the Yo, it'll be 10 years since I've been out of high school. So now y'all know how old I am. That's insane. It's weird because it doesn't feel like that. Like, I don't feel older. Like, I don't feel like my age. I just feel like the same kind of, like, maybe my personality, like, same kind of from, like, when I was 18 or 19. Like, I don't feel older, but I do feel smarter and wiser. Like, I definitely know a lot more. I have a lot more experience. Like, if I was back when I was 18, I definitely would have did some things different. Not to say that I regret things, but I don't. Does that mean you regret them if you would go back and change stuff? I mean, by definition, I guess it sounds like it. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just kind of rambling on. But anyways, guys, yeah, if that made sense at all, let me know. Time is a weird thing. Let me know what, or like, how do you experience it? I'm gonna try to edit this video as least or as less as possible. I'm gonna just try to keep it as raw as possible. But if I do decide to edit the shit out of this, then why not? What's the date today? January 22nd, 2026. Anyways, guys, thanks.